Megan Fox has the story.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox.
Megan Fox, a national journalist.
Mastodon Drive. I will never be able to say that without laughing.
It feels like the Flintstones live there.
It does.
Well, don't trust women. I think you just touched on that with your last. That's what they brought. We're going to have to bring back chaperones.
Oh, Lord Jesus. No.
Just careful, Carol. Stop! Break! Ooh. Hard right.
How did you screw up a stove, Megan? You're a woman. I thought that was baked into you, like at the genetic level, how to operate kitchen equipment.
And honestly, Megan, if you don't like it, I'm sorry. I've been very nice to you.
You get Dino hanging out outside chewing on a large bone. I highly recommend being targeted by the New York Times and Rolling Stone for weight loss. And I'd say, keep it coming. I need to lose 20 more. Please keep it coming.
Explain to me, Megan, why did this country not have a holiday once a year? That's the time you vote. If you don't show up and vote, up your ass. You don't get another chance. You don't get, I don't care if you're in the hospital. Crawl to the state, crawl there. But that's it, one day, 12 hours, and then you're done. And you count them that day, and that night you know who the hell won.
I will eat you alive. You want to tangle? You want to go?
The only thing going through my head is, what you gonna do when Megan Fox runs wild on you, brother?
He made a deal with the devil. She's the devil.
He wants that.
Oh, God. Gross! Oh! All right, penalty box for Slug. Yep.
Of a mile.
Are you ready to behave yourself now, Slug?
This frustrating rep.
Are you ready to behave yourself? In that? Repossessed puppies? I'm hiding pork chop. ASAP. Have you seen his little pork chop? Oh my God, pork chop is the cutest.
That sounds bad phrase.
Have you seen it?
Pork. It's pork.
Welcome to the live stream, everybody. Welcome back. It's my return. I'm back. I'm here. How did you like the new intro?
I liked it. I like the old feel, you know, the 80s/90s TV version of that.
I know. I feel like I'm missing you going Megalodonus foe, though. I need to see if I can find a clip of you saying that. Quick, say it right now so I can just rip this.
Oh my God, it's Megalodonus foe. There you go.
Perfect. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. What a wild show we have for you tonight. This is crazy. You guys, I've been working all day. I had an appointment this morning, and so I had a late start to my day because I had to be somewhere, and that took a long time. And then as soon as I got home, I was like totally focused on this. And it took me until 7:58 to have everything redacted, everything ready. And I mean, I was panicked, absolutely panicked that I was. And we have like 50-mile-an-hour winds here that started blowing. And I'm like, Tug, I don't think I'm going to have power tonight.
Yeah, that's quite literally what happened today. It was like, she was like, I don't know if it's going to work out today. You know, and I was like, well, if it doesn't, you know, I'll put up an emergency stream. But it was funny because I texted Megan later on, you know, about an hour and a half before time. I was like, hey, how's your weather? She's like, good. Then I noticed, you know, it's an hour before plus. I was like, wait a minute, there's no stream up. Then I noticed 40 minutes before, no stream up.
I know. And then you're texting me. So then Tug's texting me. He's like, are you going to put up a stream? And as he's texting me, I am flying through redactions. And I am like, I can't look. I can't even look at the phone. I don't have time. I'm not looking. And I'm working. He thought I fell asleep.
I did. I thought you know, and I say
It
that
happens.
as someone who's fallen asleep. So,
I will often take a nap before streams. I will often lay down like around 4 o'clock.
I have
4 or
emergency
5
alarms. I actually have I put alarms on my phone before that for every day, but also I have just a by itself alarm that I set somewhere in the room that's far away from me, so I can't. I have to get up and turn it off, and it is set for 10 minutes before stream time. So.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I probably should do that also. I'm going to hit some of these super chats because they're just flying in. You guys are really you're in a hurry to make the haters roll around on the ground.
Here's my favorite stuff, though. And if everybody really, really wants to show love, make sure that you send everything with
Oh, no,
points.
no,
everything.
No,
Super chat and fill the chat with square bullet points, and the really beautiful thing, super chat square bullet points. So Megan has to be like square bullet point, square bullet point, square bullet
square
point.
bullet point.
Yeah,
square bullet
she
point.
will read it because that is
my
a super
God.
chat. So super chat square bullet points.
Terrible. It's terrible. Suzanne 71B Callie starting off the night on a super high note. Way to make the haters roll around in the ground in agony, writhing and screaming like vampires hit with holy water and garlic. Huge 50. Welcome back. We all missed you. Well, I missed you guys too.
Riding around like a Megan hit with square bullet points.
Yeah, writhing around like me, having to read Bruce's square bullet points on the air. Auntie Audie, thanks for the gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. I know you've been waiting to hear this sound for over a week now. Welcome to the Fox Den, all of you new weirdos. You're going to love it in here. It's very weird, just like you.
Man. We need an AI cover of Huey Lewis's It's Hip to Be Square, just with bullet points, square bullet points kicking through it.
If you mention square bullet points one more time, I'm going to put you in a timeout. I swear to God. Although
Everyone
I can't.
super chat them.
I can't because he has the studio.
Yes,
Look,
I have to
watch what happens. Watch what happens if I take him out. He'll just come right
what
back.
happens now?
He'll just come right back.
Cannot be muted.
Sticky legit. Gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all of you. I hope you like it in here. It's pretty weird, but we usually have some wine and some good stories. So stick around. You're gonna. And tonight, oh my God, the tea is so hot. No. It's so hot. Watch your little taste buds. They're going to get burned. Trust me. Your jaw's going to be on the floor. It's unbelievable what I have. Just Schwartz, thanks for the $2 super sticker. Appreciate you. Chris W. from New Zealand, thanks for the 2 breadstick money. Definitely. We need that. Oh, God. Patrick W., how dare you, sir? How dare you? I will see you at dawn. Use your weapon. Thank you for the 5. Square bullet point. Use bullet points on super chats. Say hi to Megan. Say hello to Tug. Send breadsticks. Have fun. Use all 150 characters of a $5 super chat. I have a feeling I'm never going to see the end of these stupid square bullets. I should never have told you they annoy me. Chris Wilson, thanks for the $2 super sticker. Appreciate you. Cheryl C., thanks for your $2 super sticker. Suzanne, I forgive you. You sent $50. Thank you for the 5. And the square bullet points with the red ones in the middle. Misbehaving, thanks for the 2 square bullets fund for square bullet points. Oh no, you don't have to pay for those. They're free. You know why they're free? Nobody uses them. Wendy Bono, thanks for being a member for 10 months. Hello, Megan and Tug. Well, hello there, Wendy. Darren Merritt, thanks for the 5 breadstick money. Laughing my butt off. And Caroline B., thanks for the 5. Megan, having tech issues again. Welcome back from vacation. No, I wasn't really. I was just working right up until I had to go live. I mean, the very 60 seconds before this stream was supposed to go live, I was still working to bring you amazing content. Sarah Annie Anderson, thanks for the 2. Megan, square bullet point. I'm glad you're back. Square bullet point. We missed you. No, you don't. You hate me, or you wouldn't be using those square bullet points. Wendy Bono, thanks for the 2. Here we go. Let's fucking go. Bring on the tea. And Badass Biz, thanks for the 10. What's all this crap? The 2 fleas are saying about them watching through LP's cameras. Isn't that third-party contact with JH? I don't think so. If they're watching through her cameras, I think they can do that.
But, I mean, it may not be third.
But it's weird.
But well, not just that. That's got to be some kind of violation. She's allowing them to stalk. She's brought in another party to stalk them. That's really.
That is kind of strange. But if the cameras are legal, does it matter who looks at them?
I would think with a protective order, if she's bringing in other people, and then they're posting the information online and everything else in order to harass them more. I mean, they've been taking like pictures of him driving down the road and on tractors, and they took a picture of him driving down the road.
You can take pictures of someone on a public road.
Yeah, you can take pictures. I'm just saying they're taking her camera footage, plugging into it. I mean, again, it's getting a really stalker.
Yeah, I mean, that does sound like third-party contact. But yeah, is she contacting him? I mean, I don't know. This is a legal question that needs to be answered by court. And if he wanted to take it to court for contempt, he could try. I don't know what would come of it. But, I mean, it's just a constant thing. I mean, they just don't stop.
I think if you combined it with them canvassing the neighborhoods and stuff, I think you would definitely have a violation. You know, them coming there, canvassing, talking about him supposedly and some dogs. You know, they'll bring the proof. Remember, still waiting, but hey, you know. But
the Melrose 1970, thanks to the 5, says maybe the DPA served a search warrant for Megan. If you know, you know. The DPA, what's the DPA? Am I expecting a search warrant? I can't imagine what for. What's the DPA? Department of... I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not expecting any warrants. Green Veggie Beast, thanks for the 10. How is your hamster? You know, I really don't want to talk about that. We don't talk about hamsters. No. Aussie Wombat, thanks for the $14.99. Feeling a little square today. You people are so cheeky. Sticky Widget, member for 3 months. I have to get this in before I have to bail. Hey, chat, Megan, Tug, and everyone else in the cheap seats. Sticky Widget, you have to bail? That's too bad. I like having you around. Dan Davis, thanks for the 5. Tug, how do you catch a megalodontus? With a sly fox. LOL. Ellie Fant, new intro is great. Full of square bullets here. I'm sure your hair looks great. Hey, Tug, are we still doing square bullet points?
Yeah, did you catch the end of my stream? I sort of told everyone to make sure that you felt that you were welcome back. 47 so far. That's a good start, but nowhere near. I mean, you've been out a week, so there. But I told them when they do it, of course, to include square bullet points.
You're such a pal, you know? What a pal. What a pal this guy is, you know? He knows what buttons to push, and they happen to be the square bullet point buttons. The longer we stream together, the more you get to know me, don't you, Doug?
Well, don't blame the chat. Blame me today.
All right.
Actually, what's funny is
blame Jeremy. We can blame him.
That's true. Man, Jeremy, why did you let me do this?
He gave you the idea. Clearly, he orchestrated it. He probably paid you to do it. I'm sure that's how that happened. All right, but we will get to the rest of your super chats later. I am going. Where did I even stop? I don't even know where I am anymore. There we go. Okay, we'll get to the rest of your super chats later, but we do have to start this show. So I have actually done something tonight that I don't do every stream, and that is I acted like a professional, and I did a show prep document for myself. And hilariously, I'm not going to show it to you, but I accidentally used stars for bullet points, and then I thought it was funny, so I left it. Because I had been messing around in there trying to figure out what are the options for bullet points last night, and I guess I accidentally left it set on star. So then when I went to hit the bullet point icon, it popped up as a star, and I started laughing hysterically, so I left it.
If you go between like laughing and Hulk roid rage, I know exactly what happened. It actually said on you what you did. You're like, no, I did this.
There is a whole lot of as the chat says, wang going on the other side about the fact that I am going to talk about the backgrounds of the people that are involved in this fundraising activity going on over on one of the hate channels and the ecosystem. Let's just call it the ecosystem because they're all in on it, right? So they are claiming and freaking out that I am not allowed to do this somehow, and that it's portraying them in a false light to talk about actual court records and documents in these people's backgrounds. That is absolutely 100% false. I've been doing this for 20 some years now, over 20 years. I've been a journalist. This is what I do. I go into public records. I find them. I redact what needs to be redacted, and I report what needs to be reported in the interest of the public good. And tonight we are going to focus on one question. How do you know if you're being scammed? And that's what we're going to get to very soon. But before we do that, I have an announcement about Larry Forman. Many of you have heard Bruce lately saying things, and we will, when we go to Rumble later, because we are going to do a Rumble exclusive, because I have audio to play, I have clips to play, and you know how the ecosystem loves to do false copyright strikes. They cannot do that to me over on Rumble. So when I tell you, you will go to the chat where it's pinned at the top, you will click on the Rumble link, and you will join me over there for the Rumble exclusive, where we will play all those clips, and then I will refute them. I will refute them one by one with evidence, that thing they never show you in the ecosystem. They never show you the evidence. They just tell you that, oh, it's not criminal, it's civil. They don't show you any civil paperwork, but I'm going to show you all the criminal paperwork. Oh, yes, yes, I am. And then, but before that, I need to talk about Larry. So and we're also going to play the audio of Bruce insinuating that Larry is scared of him and cowering, and he quit covering the What the Hale's case, according to Bruce, because Larry is a coward. Now we're going to play that. I believe he was talking about Larry. He said, you know who I'm talking about. And then he said whoever this guy is he's talking about backed away from this real quick. Well, we all know that Larry went kind of quiet for a long time, right?
Yeah.
And it was coincidentally right after he got sued. And we've all been kind of, speculating on why that might be. Well, Larry has posted a long Twitter post today that explains where he has been. And it surprised even me. He didn't tell anybody about this. So let's bring that up and let's read it real quick so that we can debunk Bruce. Hey, all. I wanted to give another update. As some of you who have been following my channel for a while know, I've been on hiatus since July 2024, right after the Alec Baldwin jury trial was over and Chandler and I went to Europe. My grandfather collapsed suddenly and was taken to the hospital, where he was diagnosed with stage 4 prostate cancer and dementia in early August of 2024. While Chandler and I were in Rome, Italy on vacation, I was very close with my grandfather, and I loved him very much. So it came as a huge shock to my family, as we had no idea he was sick until it was too late to seek any type of treatment for him. Since I got back to the U.S. in late August, my family and I have been taking care of him at the local nursing home, and I learned a new term, anticipatory grief, and everything that comes with it. I consider myself eternally lucky to have made it to 36 years of age. Oh, he's so young. I didn't know he was so young. And never having lost anyone so close to me until this past Christmas Day, 2024, when my grandfather's disease took him from us just 2 short weeks ago. I have been learning and feeling a lot of new emotions that I was not previously familiar with. This impeded my ability to make content because I wanted to be happy and cheerful when I make videos for you all. I want to be entertaining and educational, and that is hard to do when you are grieving and feel this deep, heavy pain on your chest. I didn't want to tell you about my grandfather for the 6 months we knew he was sick and until he was gone, because I did not want your sympathy. I wanted to deal with it with my family, so I kept his health issues to myself until he passed. Now the cat is out of the bag and my studio is under construction. I plan on getting back to creating content and streaming. I miss you all, and I miss making content over these past 6 months. We will be back stronger than ever with entertaining and educational videos. See you soon.
Well, we missed you, Larry, man. You know, for real. We knew that he was dealing with a personal tragedy. To be honest, I actually thought that with his relationship and stuff, I know that, you know, it's in that young part, you know, the young love part where and I just thought that was what's there. And then we heard the shocker about his grandfather, which was awful. But man.
Yeah, and you know, he describes that so perfectly about how streaming became very hard for him because of that heavy weight of pain on his chest. I've had that ever since Jeff left us, and it's been very difficult to get up and stream and entertain. And I have also felt like I don't want to do it. I'd rather lay in bed and cry. I get it. So all of my sympathy and love to Larry. And for those of you out there claiming that, you know, he dropped out because of some bullshit BBB did in the ecosystem. Yeah. You wish. Like, you wish that was the thing.
They will wish, because, I mean, all they're doing is motivating. And really, here's the thing they haven't really thought about in that. Like, when you're dealing with something, one of the things that really helps out is to put your mind, you know, on a specific item. And that specific item, it might be, you know, suing the crap out of somebody that went after you with vexatious litigation. That would make me feel better. I'm just saying, you know.
That would make me feel better too, frankly.
So,
yeah, I agree.
And I mean, knowing Larry, he's not a pushover either. Larry's always made it clear. Like, if he's doing something, I hate they've spun it that way. I just you know, it's so ridiculous.
I do too, especially because it's not something that he could. So he's had these accusations hanging over him since July, and he hasn't wanted to say anything because he wanted to keep this whole thing private, which I totally understand, by the way. I'm going through something similar, something I can't discuss, don't want to discuss, but because it's just too awful. So I get it. And I get not wanting to, you also don't want to trauma dump on your audience. You know, you don't want to give them, like he said, I don't want your sympathy. I don't need you you guys have your own pain. You know, you have your own problems, and you don't need to be, you know, I don't need to be leaning on my chat like they're my therapist, you know? And so it's a difficult thing when you live your life online on YouTube where it's semi-public, and yet you have these big events that can happen that you really can't or shouldn't or don't want to talk about. And it's hard. It weighs on you. It weighs on you. So I totally respect him for doing that and for keeping that to himself and spending that time with his family. And yeah, and exactly, Carol, he doesn't owe anybody anything, and he should take his time. And I just wanted to let you guys know it had nothing to do with the lawsuit. Nothing.
Yeah, and when he decides to come back, obviously he is more than welcome to join, have fun, goof off. We'll be there with open arms, man. I like Larry. Larry's fun, man. No, I like him. I hate that he's gone through that. Come on with us, Larry, man. We will divert you. We will definitely make you laugh.
We will break you, Larry. We will break you for sure.
We'll break you with many hip square bullet points.
Speaking of square bullet points, this is quite the square bullet point in the news. Check this out. This one makes you go,
yesterday. Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Levy County is in the news, guys.
Mm-hmm.
ABC is reporting she had my full trust. Levy County Sheriff fires finance director. Criminal investigation underway. Well, they'll probably just drop the charges, you know, because it's too much trouble. Bronson, Florida. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement is investigating the Levy County Sheriff's Office finance director over concerns about her use of agency money. Sheriff Bobby McCallum fired finance director Christina Nicole Gore on Monday after discovering irregularities in credit card statements and other agency money. I never expected it. She had my full trust. Well, nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition, Bobby. She had my full trust until I began looking in November and started seeing some answers that I could not accept, to be honest, said McCallum. I'm totally embarrassed about that. I'm shocked about it. I really feel bad about it. I can think of a few other things that the sheriff should be shocked and embarrassed about.
Really?
The sheriff told TV20 he found discrepancies in their credit card accounts in November. They conducted an internal investigation and found 4 policy investigations. He requested FDLE's Gainesville office open a criminal investigation into the matter. In all honesty, we don't know how far this thing is going to go. When I got to the point that I saw what I did internally, I stopped and asked them to come in, said McCallum. Oh, that's a strange statement, don't you think?
It is. Very well.
What is this? We don't know how far it's going to go. So he saw something in his internal investigation that made him go, uh-oh.
Yeah.
There's more people
You know it's got to be big time for them to let it go to this level, because you've seen what they cover up. I mean...
Well, I'm actually nervous for this lady. What if they're setting her up? I'm not sure I trust these people.
That's actually a good point, to be honest. Maybe they're blaming her for every horrible thing that's gone on in interagency.
Well, don't you think it's weird that they're making this impassioned statement to the press about an investigation that isn't finished? Don't you think that's strange?
That is weird, actually.
They never do that. They never comment. If there's like an internal investigation, they never comment on it before it's finished and there's some result. They might say there is one, but they don't do all this.
That means something's really jacked up, is what that's telling me.
or it's spin. Or it's this guy trying to spin the blame onto this woman. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying, I don't trust Levy County. I don't trust Levy County sheriffs. I don't trust Levy County board members. I don't trust Levy County prosecutors or Levy County judges, for that matter.
Why would anybody not trust them? They are so great at their jobs. What are we talking about here, Megan?
I'm saying.
I mean, they are the epitome of justice. Come on.
And look at this. Gore has worked for the sheriff's office since June 2015. In 2017, she was awarded Employee of the Year and was promoted to Finance Director in 2019. She's their freaking Employee of the Year. I don't know.
Well, I mean, maybe they rate that on spending. I'm not sure.
I mean, listen, what's her name? Christina, if they're setting you up, email me. I want to know.
Yeah,
Did you get set up?
You are allowed a proper defense, and these people are going after you publicly.
Yeah, she's innocent until proven guilty, right? Unless proven guilty.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought that's how that worked.
Look at here they are. They're like, she's the worst woman in the world. Yeah, we gave her an Employee of the Year award, but she's terrible.
That's amazing, though. I mean, we keep talking about problems there, and the press has talked about many problems with Levy County. So many issues, and they've never faced anything. So for them to have a problem like this, I think they have a huge problem somewhere internally. Like this is probably a big problem. Either somebody noticed it and it was really big, or something. And like you said, maybe it's pinning. I'm not sure.
I like what Jody says. I thought they always needed video evidence. We need to ask them to show the video proof. Where's your video, Sheriff? Where's the video?
Yeah, right on. Say, do you know or do you know no?
They're going to blame Jeremy. Oh God. Audio copy. Next up, the What the Hale's ecosystem to employ her in charge of accounts. Probably.
Do you want to join our fundraiser?
She's perfect for them. I hope Lisa's paying attention. Lisa, you should contact her. She's out of a job. And I hear she's good with numbers. She can probably
just as good as anyone else there with numbers.
McCallum says Gore was responsible for overseeing their $22 million budget. He told TV20 he cannot go into detail about how the money was mismanaged or how much because of the ongoing investigation, but says it's a substantial amount, but below 6 figures. As much as it does embarrass us, we did what we should do and what we needed to do as soon as we became suspicious and found a level of probable cause, he said. The position was filled.
That could be a lot of money.
Yeah, could be. The position was filled by their previous financial assistant, Tammy Meadows. Okay, well, but still, I'm not taking them at their word, and I find this highly, highly inappropriate and suspicious that they are going to the press and speaking this freely about it.
Yep. It does seem odd. I mean, like you said, this is also Levy County. I mean, how often do you get them to respond to anything?
Yeah, no, not very often. Not very often. They don't talk about anything, right? I mean, you have to like pull it out of them through FOIA and pay them thousands of dollars to give it to you. So yeah, this is to me, I always say beware of public officials who are, especially police or prosecutors, who are pointing fingers and giving too much information and too much opinion in these things. I always trust the ones who go closed-mouthed. When they say we don't comment on ongoing investigations, I think that's the right thing to do. You know, that's the right thing to do. Okay. So that's that. Speaking of scams and stealing money, I want to spend a little bit of time today talking about how you can avoid scams.
Ooh.
I think that that's I think that how can you spot a fundraiser that is not legit? That's what I want to know. How do you do that? So let's go to the Federal Trade Commission because they have some consumer advice. Spot and stop dishonest charity fundraisers. Now, the Federal Trade Commission is a part of the U.S. government. If we can believe what they have to say, that they care about you as a consumer, I don't know. That's iffy. But I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. So they put articles up claiming that they care about you. And these are the things that you should look for. What's worse than a bogus charity? A bogus charity with a dishonest fundraiser. The FTC has sued and stopped dishonest charity fundraisers that called people to get them to donate to fake charities. Some prey on your kindness and desire to help people impacted by weather emergencies or a disaster. But when you get a call from a charity fundraiser, how do you know the caller is telling you the truth? Now, of course, this is not about callers. We're looking at a YouTube fundraiser, but it's still interesting to hear what the government thinks you should be looking for when you are going to donate. Tug, do you want to read the first one? Here's some advice.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I was mailing myself something for tonight to bring up. So,
excellent.
There we go. All right. Okay. So we're going with here's some advice bullet points.
You're right here. Notice the round bullet points.
That. I mean, I say -5. Actually, maybe that should have been a bullet point too. Square bullet points. That would be one as well.
The Federal Trade Commission just went up a little bit in my estimation.
So ask the caller or replace caller. Again,
with
just ask the person,
fundraiser,
the charity, yes, specific questions. What's the charity's name, phone number, or address? Now, write these down so you can confirm them later. Now, keep in mind that many charity names sound alike and that sham charities often use names that sound or look like names of legitimate charities.
Okay, so what is the charity's name? What charity is the ecosystem raising money for? Anybody have a name?
Well, the only name that gets attached over and over again is a child's name, actually, but there's no legit name, you know.
The chat's complaining that your audio is low again. Should I just turn mine down? Because I feel like mine's too high.
I may be low. My computer reset today, so let me check it.
All right.
How is that, folks? Is that louder
that's better.
now? Is
that's
it okay?
Better.
Yeah, my computer. We had a power outage. I'm afraid what's going to happen tomorrow. We're supposedly going to get quite a bit of snow. We had a power outage with nothing. Thank you all for telling me it was low, by the way, because I forget to check it before that. It's on my recording volume. It's not on my broadcast volume. Is that loud enough for everybody, though?
Yeah, they're saying it's much better. And I think it sounds, but look at the confusion in the chat. Nobody knows what it's called. We've got Harley Jolly Christmas, Free Turtle Rescue, HG, LP or HG. Nobody knows the name of this thing. Is there a name of this charity?
There's not that I'm aware of. Again. So how much of your donations will go directly to the programs you want to support? Now that's a very
that's the
question.
Crux of all the problems right now with their donor David. He wants to know how much of his donation went to the things he wanted it to go to. He wants to know where it went. And that's what you're supposed to ask before you send your donation. How much of this money is going directly to what I want it to go to? And guess what? Nobody ever asked, like, how much of my super chats go to this fundraiser? 30% go to Google.
Not just that. What is the number for the fundraiser? Like, where do you know? With this stuff, you set a specific goal. Like, if I'm running it, even if I'm giving it away to a children's hospital or something, I still set for tonight, we're going to have X amount. And that's where we aim. Well, with this, there is never a stated. The stated goal is more and another and another. So, yeah, you don't know about how much. You have no idea how that goes. Also, weirdly enough, the answer to how the money is divided. This was brought up, apparently. I heard a clip on this. And essentially they were saying, well, people would label and say that a chat, this is for whatever, for a HG or for the shed or whatever. Again, I'm just throwing something in there.
Yeah.
But you really think that's how it's going to go? Because they have to go in, they have to figure out how much it is, they have to subtract the amount that the platform takes, depending on what somebody gives. Also, if you gave through like an iPhone, it would take away a little bit more. So that's even more questionable. And also, will your donations be tax deductible? That's very, the subject of taxes, period, has come up quite a bit.
Right.
Yeah.
So a donation is supposed to be tax deductible.
Yeah.
Okay, so how is this being reported to the IRS? Because yes, if you run a fundraiser, if you collect funds, which is why I never run fundraisers for anyone, I will run things for me because then I have all the records. I know how much there is and I report it, right? And but I won't run a fundraiser for somebody else. Now I will advertise one, like for instance, Jeff's son, but he set up a Give Send Go in his name. So we spread the link for people to donate if they wanted to. And then that's his business and it's all going into his checking account and he will deal with the taxes, etc.
I'm just wondering something. They say that the only way to get transparency is to be a donor. They're going to privately message you. That is also a giant red flag. No public transparency. In fact, actually, there's something I want to show you on this too, real fast. Just give me 1 second. Let me.
The lack of transparency issue is really concerning. We have been saying this from the beginning. I've said, if I were you, I wouldn't donate to this because it's not transparent. You don't know where the money is going. And then later on in the program, I'm going to show you why the people organizing it or the people involved in it, the people who are benefiting from it, have many red flags in their own backgrounds and histories that I would say, oh my God, no, I'm not going to give those people money because they don't know how to, they've either scammed people out of money or refused to pay their bills, which cost people money. And those are not people that you want to send money to for a fundraiser that has no transparency and nothing, no guidelines, no name, no phone number. What's the phone number you can call to check on your donation?
Well, you also, okay, let's go. There are some rules, like the platforms themselves have rules about this. In fact, let me pull this.
Oh, yeah. You can pull that up.
Okay, so this is a YouTube one. And now notice this here. It's talking about money in super chats. Now you'll notice someone else posted this. I went back and checked it though. And you'll notice again, money you get from super chats and super stickers may be treated differently based on laws that apply to you and your activities. Now notice this statement. You should be aware that super chats and super stickers aren't crowdfunding or donation tools. Straight up. No charity, no crowdfunding. That's it. Because there's no guarantee you can't get that back. Again, there is, you could sue for it back, but it's not like it's protected the same way, say, PayPal or something is.
That's right.
You're responsible also, the people who gave there, when you're talking about getting your money back. YouTube makes its statement clear. You're responsible for understanding and fully complying with all applicable laws, saying to the people that are running this, including whether or not you can turn on, offer, send, or get money from that. So as far as YouTube's statement about that, no, it is not for that. And the people doing this, 100%, they are responsible under law for knowing this too. So there is no excuse of, well, I was ignorant of that. Oh no. People have been saying that since go. And, we got a lot of bullshit and flack from it. Oh, you just been an asshole. No, if it's really a legit charity, I don't agree with where the money's going. I think that's utterly ridiculous. And if you're giving money after what we've heard from LP about JC, some of that stuff, I don't even know what to say on that. But I can't. That being said, it is still your money. If you want to give it.
That's true. And if you want to give it to them, you have the right to do that. And see, the thing is that in a lot of these, if you've ever watched any of the Netflix documentaries that I'm totally addicted to, like the Tinder Swindler, for instance, or other con artists, many of them cannot be arrested and put in jail for these massive scams they pull on people where they take 6 figures. And one of the reasons why is because the person consented to give it to them. They talked them into it. And so when you willingly give your money to someone under false pretenses, sometimes there's not a lot the law can do, because it's not technically a crime if you gifted it,
That being said, some people, I heard a certain person saying that this was much like giving flowers.
Oh, yes. Yes. So the elder statesman had a video this week where he said, what is the difference? I'm paraphrasing, but what's the difference between gifting a person a basket of flowers and gifting people money? When you gift them money or flowers, you do it out of the kindness of your heart, and you don't expect anything back. Well, I deeply disagree with that. I think that when you give money to a fundraiser that says it's going to one thing, it better go to that thing. And in this case, there have been multiple fundraisers for multiple things, and I don't know how anybody's keeping track. We've had Harley Jolly Christmas for Christmas gifts, Amazon wish list. We've had the fundraising for allegedly for legal fees, and now fundraising for a barn warming and the barn building, and fundraising for this and It never stops. It never stops ever. Fence.
One of the things they tell you about scam baiting, when you look up any site that talks about this, a glaring red flag, I don't know if this has it in it because I haven't read this one, but one of the huge things are requests for gift cards.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very, very big red flag.
Like we can't say definitively, because they won't be transparent, whether this fundraising thing they've got going is a scam or not. But I can point out the red flags. So far, the FTC here has pointed out multiple red flags. Let's go over them real quick. No charity name, no phone number, no address. That's the top 3 right off the bat. Don't have any of those. Don't know how much of the donation will go directly to the thing they want it to go to. Nope. Don't know if the donation will be tax deductible. don't know anything about it. So far, we've hit every single
stated nothing. There is
Nothing.
no transparency. We're not talking about it being a little vague, you know, and the idea of gifts, that hits me pretty hard, because I remember I actually knew somebody that was scammed by Bernie Madoff. I knew somebody because one of their family members, and it hurt their family pretty badly. You know, that person, they're one of the biggest. If you don't know about them, they probably the biggest U.S. scammer right now that we know of, unless you count crypto. You know, he's the biggest scammer that's existed, and he's one of the biggest. I think there's a bigger Chinese scammer, and there's some government scammers, but as far as U.S., yeah, and he was scamming. He was scamming victims of some of the worst things that have ever happened. You know, the 1940s, yeah, victims from that. He was scamming them out of their life. They live through that. They flee the camps there. They live through it, and they were swindled. Now, is that like when they gave their money for somebody? Is that like giving flowers? Should they have not given a return on investment? I mean, how does that work? Now, again, that was a stock scam, but still, the idea remains.
Yep. And I really think it's disingenuous to compare a basket of flowers to donating money to something, and these people are not being transparent about where it's going. When you give to fundraisers, it's supposed to be transparent. And anybody saying it's not a fundraiser and they just said that they wanted to help and people wanted to help and so they sent money, that's not how that works. When you send money, you are taking the money for a certain thing you said you were doing. You are doing a fundraiser. Now, somebody pointed out in the chat, well, they said they were building a fence and now there's a fence. Yeah, there is. That's true. There's a fence. But they have never said how much money they took in. And they have never showed receipts on how much that fence cost to build. And we do not know how much money was left over or where it went. And yes, I'm not saying this based on just me, because I didn't donate. So I don't have any money involved, but someone else does. David does. And he wants to know where it went, and they're not going to tell him. They're not telling him.
Just that. They attacked him relentlessly. And again, you know, I don't know this guy at all. They have people going so far as to say maybe he was the mole. I was like, dude, what? This guy gives money to try to help out, wants to know that his money is going to this. He gets attacked relentlessly to the point people start making up conspiracy theories about him.
Yeah, it's silly. It's silly. So I like this part too that says resist the pressure to donate on the spot. And that's something that this is all, you know, it's all happening during a live stream, you know, give to them, give to their fund, give to the fence. Let's get more for the fence. And we're ringing bells and doing all the things, shaking a stupid tambourine or whatever we're doing to make people excited to give to this thing that they're doing, or the Christmas gift or the Amazon gift or the Lowe's gift card. Who knows? It just goes on and on. Instead, the FTC tells you that they think you should wait and think about what they said and then go online and do your own research. Well, my. If they had done their own research, they would have found what we have that we're going to show you on Rumble tonight, which is a long history by the woman who has organized this thing, who says it's all in her name, it's all in her bank accounts. She has a very long history of being a serial and repeated squatter, being evicted 8 times. 8 times. That's very unusual, you guys. Nobody gets evicted 8 times. In fact, now the charges were dropped, but there was she was involved in a charge. There was a charge at one point for renting with the intent to defraud. And for whatever reason, and I haven't been able to dig into that yet, the prosecutor decided to drop that. So it was, you know, probably she probably came to a settlement is what I'm imagining. There was probably some kind of settlement. We'll see. But that is not a person that I would ever. That's a huge red flag. I wouldn't put that person in charge of, the ice cream truck money jar, let alone tens of thousands of dollars for a house build. Would you?
No, I mean, even if they were in charge, again, there's so much money. You have no name, no stated goal. The money is not going to the person directly that it states. There's some kind of convoluted thing going on behind the scenes that supposedly puts money where it's supposed to go. So, I mean, you have not just, again, the beginning, but the filtration all the way through. You have nothing there. And then, like you said, there's the people in that. If there's any question whatsoever at any point in this process, she'd be like, maybe. But again, people were just trying to do that, to stick it to Jeremy Hale's. And that's wild to me. It's crazy.
It is. And the other thing it says here is that you want to look up their organization name and phone number plus the word scam and see what comes up. If you did that and you put Lynette Preston's name in there, who the fundraiser is allegedly for, look at all of the things you would find. Not only just from Jeremy Hale's, let's take him out of it, but you would find her own stepchildren, her own daughter, her own family members, her grandson, right?
Yep.
Talking about various problems, various things. You would find the entire page in Northport of people saying that she was scamming them. So if you do find that a scam, it says what you find might help you decide if you want to make that donation. And I think that's a legitimate thing to do. I think it's legitimate to look it up and see if it's legit, if it's got some red flags.
Well, there's also the question: if somebody said that you were their closest friend, and then that person came out and said, "Hey, there was scamming going on," do you think that would be a big red flag?
I would, yes.
So this message here, I mean, remember this one. Let's see. You put that on the screen. So
yeah, there you go.
Okay, remember this lovely one. This was included from BBB. He was talking about MP saying that they call this person that they're discussing the closest friend next to Shara. Next to you. They're talking about Shara. Now, Shara has come out and said, where's my money? Not where's my $311, by the way. That's one total.
That number went up.
Yeah, I'm actually looking for that screenshot. There it is. I've got this here. Give me 1 second. I screenshot this last night just in case,
Smart.
But yeah, she asks, where's my $3,000 your client rooked from me with their lies? $3,000. Now, she's talked about $311. She actually was bothered enough by this stuff that she messaged the lawyer that's involved. I mean, you think about that. And the lawyer was like, actually, we have that screenshot too. Just to, again, make a perfect record of all this wonderful stuff. So this was from one of her videos where she was discussing the total. Oh, you're good. Let me pull that back around. You can see down here, there's a lot of talk, but she brings up her attorney. I've asked you to return $311. That was their money because she lied to me regarding and immediately called me a C and an abuser after taking more of my money. And then a little behind the scene campaign, basically to harm her there. If you continue to ignore my request for the return of $311, then I must contact GoFundMe for the return. So this is somebody they said was her bestie. She considered her best friend out there. And yeah, she's saying I was taken for emergency funds. I was giving that for emergency electrical. And I forget what else she said too in her reply.
Yeah, I think that that's a big red flag. So if you're someone who is considering giving to a fundraiser and you see these red flags, do you think you should still give? I don't think so.
I've seen people also say, there's a few people said this, and nothing towards you either when I say this. I just want to address an idea. People are like, well, I have zero sympathy for people who are scammed by those folks. I do, because one of the things...
I do too. A lot of elderly people are taken advantage by stuff like this. Come on, listen to the buzzwords that they use: elderly, poor, disabled,
child.
And some of those people, by the way, elderly people who are poor and on Social Security, they still give their money away when they hear, because they're giving and loving people. I'm sure that there are a lot of giving and loving people out there who are they're being pulled in.
And all these people, again, David, I don't know if he asked for money back. I actually did not see that. I think that was stated, but I don't know if he actually asked for money back. What he asked for was transparency. That's the one thing that he was stating. Hey, and then it got to the point where you have other people that are around all of this. I mean, we're talking about red flags here. One of the ecosystem members, they bring up repeatedly, talking about, let me pull this shot up here too.
Pull up the thing. Pull up the screenshot you sent me earlier. You know the one with Lynette in the chat, mentioning the cruise again.
Oh yeah.
So freaking funny.
Send that over to me, actually, because that's on my phone. I'll pull that up.
Okay.
After this one, I'll have to send it over. But here again, and you can see the transcript for this. You can see the timestamp if you want to check that out. Storage Legends here.
We're gonna watch that on Rumble later.
Oh, that'll be good then. But they were asked by someone, "Hey, are Toolies not scammers?" And their answer to that, is, "I'm not going to speak on other channels. Okay, I don't know Adventures in LA, and that's them. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, I don't know if they're scammers." Wait, what?
Wait, what? That's so crazy.
Yeah, if I've been participating and basically, people that watch my channel are funneling money. I'm not saying like I've seen enough scams nowadays. It's one of the reasons I don't let people post links in my chat. It's not because of other channels or anything else. It's because one time, sooner or later, you learn about scams and you learn it the hard way. And I had someone... Luckily, I noticed this early on. They only got a couple of $100. They were managed to, all of this was returned. It was shut down. But somebody set up a GoFundMe talking about how they needed this, that, and the other. And yeah, I mean, they had a horrible story. They had all this stuff that looked like proof, only it was all fake. And that one was a good looking one.
Oh, there's stories all over YouTube about that, about fake fundraisers, people faking cancer, it's awful. People do this. They do it. They do these scams. And you do have to be wise. You have to be wise, and you have to look. You have to look for the red flags. And if you see red flags, you should consider not giving money to that thing. And by the way, I have some great video clips, actually, of our authorities and telling in Florida, and incredibly in the same town where the ecosystem's husband was arrested for his crime of grand theft. So I'm going to play that for you, and it's CBS News. And it's in the same time period, right before, actually, I think he got arrested. So it's very interesting. Let me pull this up, because this is really something. I can't believe this
screenshot if you want to show it first. The one about the...
I can't even believe it's here. Yeah, let me pull that up. Yeah, so this was yet another. This is after being accused of, like, people are like, is this a scam, or like, where's the money going? This woman has the nerve to post, let's all get the hell out of here and go on a cruise.
And they keep
What?
saying, "Oh, well, that's just baiting people out there to talk about it." Why does it keep coming back up then? I legitimately think what the plan was for this. I think they were going to be like, ha ha ha, laugh it off enough. But by the way, since we were discussing it, let's have a cruise. That's the way it feels, because they just keep bringing up, let's go on a cruise.
They keep saying it.
Would you answer if you were accused of running a scam? Would you answer by saying, "Hey, all of us, let's get together and spend money on the thing that money wouldn't be for"?
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. It's just insane. So here we have CBS News. Police warn residents of unlicensed contractor scams ahead of hurricane season and storms. All right, let's play it. Let's hear. And oh, by the way, this is Port St. Lucie, the same exact place where Gabriel Weeks was arrested. Can we play this, please?
Port St. Lucie police are warning homeowners to be on the lookout for fraudulent contractors, especially in light of the storms we've been having. The police department says many residents fall victim to fraud since many unlicensed contractors target the vulnerable who need repairs. And there's a lot of helpful tips. We've posted this on our website, and if you scroll down a little further here, those are the tips from the Port St. Lucie Police Department, like verify the contractor has a license, be wary of anyone who approaches you unsolicited saying they can do home repairs for a discount. To see this full list, again, head to our website, cbs12.com.
All right. So I did do exactly what she told me to do. She said, scroll down. There's a helpful list. So I did. And it says here, police provided tips to keep residents safe and ensure they're getting a licensed professional. Verify that the contractor has a license from the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulation. Call the State Department of Business and Professional Regulation to determine whether the contractor has any complaints lodged against them at this number. So I did that. I did that today. And I got them on the phone and I asked them if they had any complaints about Gabriel Weeks. And I'm going to play that when we go over to Rumble, because I have that information for you. And believe me, you're not going to want to miss it, folks, because I am verifying now what you might call what I've done here is vetting. I don't know. You might want to call it vetting and investigating to verify information. And not only did I call the Department of Professional Regulation, but I called the prosecutor that prosecuted Gabriel Weeks for his grand theft. And I got them on the phone too, and I will have that phone call for you as well, parts of it anyway. I also did speak with his probation officer. So anybody telling you that this man is in a civil matter is lying, and I can prove it, and I will prove it on Rumble when we get done here with the, well, we're almost there. We're almost there, folks. We are at 93 super chats. Holy cow. The ecosystem is going to be just begging and pleading to be put out of their misery before this show is over. This is incredible. And again, please remember that all of this that I have done, calling the prosecutor, talking to a probation officer, calling the Department of Business and Professional Regulation, that's called journalism. It is not, as I was, Tug, did you know that I was issued a verbal cease and desist?
I did. I heard a little bit about that. That's fascinating. You know, there's a weird thing, by the way. Let's check something out. Let's see. Verbal cease and desist.
See, I got a verbal cease and desist, I've been told. I haven't even heard it. To stop journalisming. Because I was told, they were telling me that I'm portraying him in a false light. I'm portraying her in a false light. It's not false if it's true, dumbasses.
A cease and desist has to be written, first of all. Just look this up. Look up our verbal cease and desists. legal? Do they have any authority? Are they enforceable? No, a verbal cease and desist is not legally enforceable. While it can serve as a warning, it has no legal weight on its own, as a quote-unquote cease and desist is considered a formal written notice. Again, there's the part written there. And verbal communication does not fulfill that requirement to be considered legally binding. As far as key points, you have to note what's there, even if, too, on top of it, there is a cease and desist that is put out. That is not a court order
binding.
Yes,
and I
it is
will not
not.
abide by any written cease and desist to stop doing my job. I will not do that. Believe me, I got one from the Missouri court. The entire St. Louis circuit tried to get me to cease and desist. I said, no, go fuck yourself. And nothing. Guess what happened? Nothing. I threw it right in the garbage. I got a cease and desist from Amber Heard's
her PR
Shane
team.
Communications PR
Her
guy.
PR team. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. PR team sending you one. Well, that sounds interesting.
That also went right in the garbage. And Nick and I laughed at it really hard.
Yes,
Especially the part that said not for publication.
It's funny. I got one of the videos I did about the bots that I found publicly. And that's not, when I say this, I know people blame bots for, it's just bots. No, I found where people were testing bots. They did it publicly. They showcased it. I put all of this information out there, and I said that this is a conversation hijacker. So I got a cease and desist telling me, actually, you can't. You're misinforming people. It's a compliment bot. It's like
A compliment bot.
Yes. When you drop 10,000 comments on something, it's not hijacking the conversation. It's just giving compliments. You're like, okay.
Yeah, I'm not going to be ceasing or desisting in debunking lies told in public that are easily debunkable through public documents and records.
Well,
That's not. I will not stop
cease
doing
and
that.
desist, though. That's the thing. Again,
No,
there
but
is no
even if
cease
I
and
did,
desist.
don't waste your time. Don't waste your time, ladies. Don't waste your time writing a cease and desist. I will throw it directly in the garbage because
There have
this
been
is
entire live streams about everyone. I remember a certain time when people were starting on the ecosystem to bring up kids more, and I was like, hey, leave me alone. Leave those people alone. You can talk about me all you want, but leave them alone. If not, then I will spend my time looking at what is available about you. Because again,
and did they stop?
oh no.
No, then they brought my children into it. And they didn't tell their chat that they should not call CPS on my family. So these are things that, you make people, especially journalists, you make them angry enough about and get them interested in you enough. Because I wasn't interested in them. I really wasn't until they started doing what they were doing to us. So no, now you have my full attention. You have my full and complete attention. Congratulations.
You know what got me interested in them? When I got, I'll just pull it up. It's here. It's all in my folder stuff. When I got one of the BBB letters, this one specifically, when I actually received, let me see, I'll put this on the stage here. So when I got this one, you'll notice the little drop down tag. Before this, I had no idea about any of these folks. I had no idea that there was an entire ecosystem developing, and they were not only, quote unquote, talking about a case, where they basically, again, would stream 5 to 9 hours about Jeremy Hales. And again, you can stream about people. Let's make that clear. You can. When you make statements of fact, just make sure they're correct, for sure. But when I got this, I noticed that my communications that were pretending to be in good faith, they were tagged into a channel. So that I was like, that's really weird. In fact, I didn't understand until later on that, all of this was ecosystem. It's fascinating. You see the ecosystem tagged into this stuff telling us to cover. But yeah, that's what actually got my attention. So
Yeah. And so, they have our full attention. Congratulations. You wanted the attention. You are now getting all the attention. Thank you for, I'm a little bit like, who's the ghost when you say the name in the mirror? Bloody Mary. I'm a little bit like Bloody Mary. You say my name enough, I will appear. And if I appear and I get interested, well, this is what happens. Now, I'm here this is a public service. The public has a right to know when there are red flags about fraudulent stuff that might be going on. You have a right to know, and I'm doing my best to educate you about what the news is telling us about fraudulent scams, what the FTC is telling us about fraudulent scams, and it's up to you to decide if the information that I give you tonight gives you enough information to make your own decision about whether or not the people over there in the ecosystem are scammers or not. That's up to you. I will just say I wouldn't give them any money. And I certainly wouldn't put them in charge of any bank accounts or money, anything with money. All right. So the rest of this, let's look at this real quick. And then I think we're going to get it. We need to get over to Rumble because we are already over an hour. But I want to read this a little bit. It says that you need to, when searching for a contractor, ask trusted friends and neighbors for references. Make sure they have building permits, get estimates. And there's another one here. I'm going to pull up a YouTube with some police officers talking about the same exact thing. Let me pull this up. Let me pause this a second. Let's see. What's my timestamp? They're going to talk about the red flags of contractor scams. And one of the things they said is that cash is hard to track. Now, I want you to remember that. I'm not going to play that part because I want to just start at the red flags. But remember that they also said cash is hard to track. Now, let's hear what some of the red flags are. Let's see. It's 428. There we go.
Fell behind, or let's say they failed the first inspection, and that's when it gets determined that they're not licensed or they don't have a permission to use the license that they're advertising. So social media is a great way. Just even if someone does suggest someone, still verify. Right. Take your time and verify who they are.
That makes sense. Are there any kind of red flags or anything that people should be looking out for when it comes to hiring a contractor?
I don't ever like it if they're not willing to give you like an estimate. They just want the money. They want to get started. And people have to remember, this is your home. This is your contract. If they demand 50% up front, you don't have to do that. You can negotiate. Or we've had some victims, unfortunately, where they felt pressured because, your home is damaged. Sometimes it is a time restraint. You don't want mold growing and you can't get a hold of a contractor because everybody's busy, everybody's working, and they'll go ahead and pay someone 100% up front. And then the person never comes back. So,
did you hear that?
A lot of money up front. Yep. That to me is a red flag. Or if they're
remember that if they ask you for a lot of money up front, some of these people don't come back.
Taking a delayed time with providing their license number or their workman's comp, it is your right to ask for it. They should give it to you ahead of time, but it is their right. If they say they're working under someone else's license, don't just trust them. Verify. Everything's public knowledge, or like I said, you can use DBPR. They will help you get in contact with that license holder to make sure that they are working underneath their license.
Yeah.
They are honestly,
I will say that getting a hold of that office today was very simple, very easy, very quick. And they gave me the information immediately, very quickly. So I agree with them that the Department of Florida of Professional Regulation, great place to call to check to make sure that you are not a victim of a scam. But please do remember what you just heard there, because we are going to talk more about that over on Rumble. Yes, we are going to go over every court document that I have that applies to Gabriel Weeks and his grand theft scam.
You derailed my mind with one of your statements, by the way. You
what?
Brought up Bloody Mary, and here, you've heard of the Bell Witch? The whole
yes.
Said, okay, that's Tennessee. That's actually a Tennessee thing. So there's actually the property that you can tour, and it's funny the way they do it. They have caves underneath, like the home itself. So, like if you're in the home, checking it out, and people are touring, you can hear people through it, and it's creepy. You know what it is, but they're like, do you hear anything there? And you could hear people, and you're like, oh my gosh, that's terrifying. As a kid, that terrified me. Oh, so.
I know. That story always terrified me too. All right, for those of you in the chat who don't know where the Rumble link is, it is up posted to the top of the YouTube chat. It is also in the description for those of you on the replay. It's in the description of this video on YouTube. All you have to do is, if you don't have the Rumble app downloaded on your phone, it's free. Download the app. Do not put your credit card in anywhere. People keep telling me it asks for a credit card. Yeah, just skip that if it does. Don't do that. It's free.
Yeah,
if you're on a browser, you just click on the link. It will take you there. It is free. It is not paid. Rumble is just an alternative. Like YouTube, the chat's a little harder to deal with, but they are much freer, and they will not hit my channel for false copyright strikes, which is what these people will do.
Is there a link at the top of the
There is a link. I thought I pinned it. I thought I did.
Some people were
Hold
saying
on.
there's not. So.
Oh, all right. Well, my bad. Hold on. I
just
thought I put
make
it
sure
there.
I haven't pulled it up and checked. So
hang on. I'm checking. I have to go over to the actual stream and see. I thought I pinned it. Let's see. Oh no, I guess I didn't. Okay, I'm going to do it now. Doing it. We're doing it live.
Hit a
We're
few
doing
super
it.
chats
Where's my
and
button?
let people gravitate over there. I think would be
Do it live. Fuck it. Do it
Good
live.
job.
I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Anybody
doing
that
it
you want to look up Rumble, though, all you have to do is type in Megan Fox channel Rumble, and I find her right off the bat like that too. So if you're ever just curious, want to find a channel like that, that works for me as well.
All right, so I have it. Now I have to go over to the thing. All right, here is the Rumble link. Type that in. Well, I was wondering. I wonder if I can read super chats later on Rumble. They'll stay in the Streamyard, won't they? Once I close out the window, or not the window. Once I close YouTube. Pin message. There we go. All right, it is now pinned. I'm actually not sure, so we probably shouldn't risk it. I'll read the super chats here while you guys start going over to Rumble.
Yeah,
the same stream that we are doing right now is on Rumble right now. You're not going to miss anything. Move on over to Rumble as I read these an incredible amount of super chats. I will try to read fast. Now, those of you in the Rumble chat, if you are saying you have no sound, that is a you problem. Everybody else is doing okay. So make sure you close out and come back in and everything should be fine. There's only one person saying that. Okay. I am going back to StreamYard. Where's my StreamYard? Here it is. All right. And guys in the Rumble chat, knock it off with the emojis. I love you with the emojis, but the YouTube people are going to get really annoyed. That's not... Let the chat. Okay. Don't spam the emojis. All right. Here we go. Where was I? We did that one from Wendy. Thanks for the 2, Wendy. We did that one from Badass Biz. Did that one.
Your hamster.
We did that one. We did that one. I did that one. Here we are. No, Sue Scat, that's where we are. Thanks for the $4.99 streaming on 2 iPads, 1 phone, and 1 TV. I'm here for this square emoji popcorn. It's funny. Vicky Brushwood, thanks for the 5. Welcome back. Well, thank you, Vicky. I appreciate that. Joan Sclafani, thanks for the 20. Breadsticks, hater money. Oh, God, I love that hater money. It is sweet. It is sweet on my tongue, let me tell you. Barbara, the illustrator, thanks for the 2. Triggering square bullet points. Yes, I'm very triggered by it. Very, very triggered by square bullet points. Tennessee Susie, thank you for the gifted Megan Fox membership. Welcome to the Fox Den. Whoever got that, there you go. There's your little welcome, Fox. Wanda Perez, thanks for the 20. Hello, Megan and Tug. Hello, Wanda.
Hello.
Audrey Little, thanks for the 2. Welcome back, Megan. We missed you. Oh, I missed you too. Paisley Chicken. I love that name. Thanks for the $4.99. I will not be mean and use square bullets watching on Rumble, but liked on both YouTube and Rumble. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 75,000 subscribers. That's my next goal, 75,000. So I'm trying to get there, and I would appreciate your subscription. John Stuber, thanks for the 2. Welcome back, Megan. Welcome back. Do you remember that song?
I do.
Bonnie Kirchner, thanks for the 20. Saved your hamster on Jeremy's whatnot. He is such a scamp. I can't believe he did that.
You gotta love
that was good times, good times. Barbara the illustrator, thanks for the 2. Triggering damn typos. Jennifer Stubblefield, thanks for the 5. Hi, Megan and Tug. Megan, I love the intro. Let's piss off some people with more breadsticks. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. They hate it so much. We're at 98 super chats, by the way. Bondi Heron, thanks for the 2. Not Tug in timeout. Oh no.
Oh no, not Tug.
I can't put him in timeout. Watch. He just bounces back. Elephant, thanks for the 2, says you asked for it.
You know what's funny though is like, check this out. Megan's on mute. She can't speak anymore. Unmuted. She muted herself. I knew she would try to hit it, so I timed it out when I unmuted it because I knew she'd hit it, and she muted herself.
And I got a notice that said the host has muted your mic. That's so embarrassing. Ellie Fan, thanks for the 2. You asked for it. Square emojis. That umbrella guy. Tug is super chatting me. Thanks for the 2. It's hip for bullet points to be square.
Dun, 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 dun. So hip to be square, yeah.
SF, thanks for the 2 and all the square bullet points. You all hate me a lot, don't you? I can tell. Fallen Hero 4567 gifted 1 Megan Fox membership. Welcome to the Fox Den, everybody. Glad you are here. It's weird, but you know, put some Amica cream on it. It'll get better. Shelly B, member for a month. Thanks for the lots of randomly sized square bullet points. That makes me even more cringy.
Oh my god,
that's cringier.
Yes. If those were randomly put into a dog, that would drive me insane.
That's worse than a crooked picture on a wall. Pickled Tink, thanks for the 5. Welcome back, Megan. You've been missed. Heart and Tug, I made it home from the hospital. Oh, that's good news.
Great. I'm glad to know that you're doing good. Worried about you
too.
After your notation on that. So.
Spin Dr. D, thanks for the 5. Megan, never let the masses know is your weakness. No squares from me. You're right. I made
know,
a huge mistake.
For years, it's been, you'll see it on my channel still. People, long time ones are like, will you say y'all? Yes, because it's not the word, it's the written form of it. I'm like, you're co-opting. That's my culture, babies.
Oh, Lord. Okay, where are we at? That's my culture, baby. Kelly Sperlin, thanks for the 5. Hey, Megan and Tug. Here's a little breadstick money. Y'all are great together. Love listening to y'all. Oh, well. Oh, look, she's doing it. Y'all. We just said that, did we not? I'm so glad Tug's pet peeve is being he's being needled now too.
That's why I get, if you notice, people will super chat like for my channel. They'll just put in like y'all.
Puzzled Puzzler, thanks for the 2 locals. LOL. Oh yeah, I forgot there was a meme there that I wanted to show. Hold on, I've got the locals chat open. I just I didn't I gotta pull it up. This is so funny. It's square bullet point quicksand nightmare fuel. Wait till you see this. How do I share this? Here we go. I am dying.
Oh no. That's Pac-Man's worst nightmare too. Not powerful.
Yeah, Pac-Man gets the circles, man. Pac-Man knows what's up.
Could you imagine him? He'd be like, he'd choke on those square power pellets.
Square shit is terrible. Absolutely terrible. I have my favorites. Thanks to the 2. I found the brown one.
Oh, gross.
Oh, no.
That looks so bad.
So bad. Caroline, look at this. Look at the weird sized ones following Tug. And they're not in a pattern. It's not even a repeating pattern. How dare you, Caroline? How dare you?
This will become a normal thing, too. I love it.
Oh no. Iron Rabbit, thanks to the 5. Why use squares? Bullet point squares, they are different. Diamond could use this one or maybe this one. They're all square. No, the round ones. You're not listening. Use the round ones. David Meadows, member for 2 months. It won't let me square BP you. Blah, breadsticks for all. Square BPs should be mandatory in all court documents. I will lose my ever-loving mind if that judge ever makes a comment about square bullet points. That's how we'll know.
I love that format so much. You should start using it in this court. That's what wouldn't that be amazing?
It would be really funny if he said something like, I've never seen square bullet points in a filing before.
In all my years on the bench, I've never seen them. And now, you know what? I really prefer them.
That would go down in history with Judge Carroll saying that he has a small island of hair in a sea of baldness after we said he called his hair Island for months on end. That was the signal that he had been listening. He gave us the signal. If I get that signal from this judge, I will die. And it better be square bullet points. That's all I have to say. It would be so funny. The Melrose 19, and for anybody wondering, yes, judges are allowed to watch media on trials they cover. That's not illegal in any way. They're allowed to watch whatever they want. The Melrose 1970, thanks to the 2D Patrol Agency. D Patrol? A warrant from D Patrol Agency. I still don't get it. Dick Patrol? Oh God, I'm only medium smart. It took me a while. I'm not expecting any warrants in that department, but you never know. My adventures in homebrewing. Thanks for the Canadian 5.
Did you ever hear that? There was a trial back, it was years ago, right? There's this guy, Max Clifford, that was on trial for horrible stuff. There's actually articles you can look up on it. But if you look up him, the jury in that, they had to be told to settle down and remember where they are after everybody burst into laughter because they were talking about how small his wee-wee was. One of the witnesses, it was a horrible trial, but I mean, if you look it up, Max Clifford, it's hilarious because the judge is like, remember where you are.
Oh my God. Well, sometimes that happens.
Yeah. Well, it was one of his victims like making fun of him, and it was totally appropriate the way the person brought it up. They were taking their shots, and the jury thought it was hilarious. So.
Look at all these random square BPs. You shouldn't have said anything. Hope this helps you stay warm by raising your blood pressure. Well, thank you. You're
Yes. Maybe somebody can send you a square bullet point blanket.
My Apple Watch is going to start giving me notifications that my heart rate's too high. Oh, so good. Cunning Linguist, thanks for the 2. Welcome. Square back. How dare you? Debbie, thanks for the 5. I wonder if Jeremy has to disclose crazy neighbors to potential buyers. No, I used to be a real estate agent. You do not have to disclose crazy neighbors. You only have to disclose what has happened on your property, in your house. You do have to disclose things like murders, suicides, that sort of thing. But you do not have to disclose neighbors' problems. But that's something though that they could look up and find out on their own, which is why you don't have to disclose it, like by doing public records requests, etc., for police calls, etc. Squid Pro Quo, thanks for the 2. Brad gets a break from being blamed. # blame Jeremy. Well, everybody needs to have somebody to blame. Brad's my guy, and Jeremy is everybody else's guy, apparently. Brad still gets the blame.
If Megan's not around, especially, I'll be like, man, what has Megan done? My God.
Oh, yeah, I'm a good scapegoat. People like blaming me, too. Otter Name, thanks for the Canadian, too. Glad to have you back. Oh, I'm glad to be back.
I like that.
I know, me too. I'm glad to be back. It's been... It's weird being away for as long as I was. I had to really physically restrain myself from jumping in with Tug. But I was sufficiently distracted with guests and parties and fun. But
no. What's bad is I would message back and be like, "Aren't you bored?"
Oh God, he was so bad. He was so bad. He was so bad. Truth is, though, I never had any time to be bored. We were doing so many things on my daughter's birthday, and we did one of those escape room games with her friends. Do you know what that is? It's a board game that's like an escape room. And it was a lot of fun. We were supposed to play D&D, but our DM bailed on us at the last minute, so we didn't have a campaign worked out. So I decided to do one of those board game escape rooms, and I highly recommend, especially like for teenagers. They had so much fun playing that. It was good, and we played it with them. It was a fun thing. It was really fun. Okay, let's see. Where am I at? Here we go. Sticky with Dad. Thanks for the 5. The Department of Square Bullet Points is calling. They're feeling overwhelmed. The DSP. We need to call it the DSP from now on.
I need a shirt on my avatar that says DSB. DSP Inspector.
DSP Inspector. Oh God. We're expecting your document for bullet points.
Oh my God. I wonder. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna make a shirt, an umbrella guy shirt with a giant square bullet point. I'm actually gonna do
just a square.
Yeah, it's gonna be a giant square on there.
I'm gonna make the same one, and I'm gonna see if I can sell more than you.
No way.
Sandra Marinick, thanks for the 5. Blame Tugamy. Pickle Tink, thanks for the 2. Oh damn, I forgot the square bullet points. We love you, Megan. No, you don't. You don't. No, you keep using those. You hate me. It's very, very clear. Oh my God, it's rainbow square bullet points. What is the world coming?
Look at all the weird sizes.
Oh,
man, that is insanity right there.
Look at the black one with the white outline. How dare you, Rachel? How dare you? Welcome back, she says. Some welcome. Amy Wells, thanks for the 5. Sorry, Megan. Hey there, Tug. This is Jeremy's fault. Much love to you guys. Look at all the square BP litter. Breadstick money, yeah. Littering the super chats with square BPs. SBPs. Mac McClellan became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den, Mac. You have a good name for the Fox Den. I think you'll fit in here. I feel like I don't need to warn you about being weird. People call you Mac. You're probably used to it. Teresa Finn, writer chick, thanks for the 10. So glad you're back, Megan. I slipped on ice today and blame Jeremy. Here's some breadstick money. Let's fucking go. I'm running out of things to say. Dang it. I actually don't mind this format. It makes reading a super chat a little easier when you put something to delineate each thought.
Try it. She's like,
I think the square bullet points are growing on me.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at Lady Tammy. She put round ones in the super chat. You love me. She says, I appreciate your eccentricities, Megan. Thank you very much. Badass Biz says, thanks for the 10. Tug, as a recent graduate with my BA in psychology, my career goal is a victim advocate in our court system. Any advice? And would you be willing to speak offline via email? If not, totally okay.
Yeah, hit me up. Yeah. My best advice would be continue. There are a lot of things that people go to school for that don't have an impact, but for this particular thing, the more education you can put behind that, the more you can speak in loudly. If you wanted to become just email me on that. That is an interesting conversation. Sure.
I also would like to add that as I've had some experience with victims advocates and needing them, and when they're good and they do a good job, they're really important. So I think that's a wonderful goal. Victims always need advocates.
The courts, unfortunately, they do like your CV. They put that in there. That's part of it. So if you're building on it, you've just got that. If you can continue to add different things behind your name, to make yourself louder, that helps. But yeah, email me on that. We can have a discussion on it for sure.
All right, let's see. And your email, by the way, is granularheaven@gmail.com. Granularheaven@gmail.com.
Random email at gmail.com.
Lady Tammy, thanks for the 5. Oh, I got that one. Whoops, I'm going backwards. Don't go backwards, Megan. We're trying to get to Rumble. Computer Guy FL, thanks for the 5. Baguette money to be because baguette money. Because your breadsticks are bigger than deuces. Janice MB, Janice B, and became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den, Janice. It's weird here, but you'll get used to it, especially when Tug starts like roaring and screeching at people. Crabs peeking out of Bubble Bush. What?
Yeah.
Gifted 1 Megan Fox membership. Welcome to the Fox Den. You are sufficiently weird. I don't need to warn you. For that matter, I don't need to warn you either. Sammy's batshit crazy Healy, thanks for the 2. G'day, Foxy Thugs, Bug Lug, and Foxes. Well, good day. Cynic and Chief, thanks for the 2. Where can I get Make America Friends Again merch? I'm so glad you asked. It's in my store, in my merch shop, which should be on YouTube, just connected to my channel. Underneath this video you're watching, there should be links to get there on Teespring, and you just click on any of the merch you see, and then you can scroll through the merch until you find the Make America Friends Again Make Americans Friends Again merch, and there's good stuff: sweatshirts, t-shirts, beer mugs. The beer glasses are my favorite. Dan Davis, thanks for the 5. Without video, it never happened in Levy County, Sheriff. I agree with you. Yep. Sticky Widget, thanks for the 10. See y'all. Tug, I know you like the y'all spelled out. I gotta act like a tree and get the heck out of here. I can't wait to catch up tomorrow at work while I'm doing mathy mind-numbing stuff. Oh, that's good. Roy Lonzinger, member for 10 months. Sheriff is probably trying to find a way to blame Jeremy. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Oh, you know they are.
For sure. Jeffrey Montgomery, thanks for the 5. Welcome back, Megan. Types of bullet points. Circle, check mark, O diamond, rectangle, weird Microsoft thingy, square, circle, dot, and arrow. Yeah, I know. I know there's a lot of different ones, but the only acceptable one everyone knows is a circle and a dot. And I prefer the dot. Puzzled Puzzler, thanks for the 2. Levy County found a woman to vilify. Yeah, that's not surprising. Dan Davis, member for a month. She was doing Mary math. I mean, and for all we know, maybe she did it. I don't know. But she's innocent until
they
the state
put her on
proves
trial
it.
in the media, though. That's really crazy.
Yeah, that's
for
shitty.
law enforcement to do.
That's really shitty. Kelly Sperlin became a YouTube member. Welcome to the Fox Den. It's weird in here, but I have a feeling you'll fit in. Just, stay cool. Keep your cool. Don't worry about the trolls. If you see trolls in chat, just ignore them, block them. I kind of like the trolls. Sometimes I like responding to them, I'm weird like that. Orphan Kitten Rescue, thanks to the 2. We aren't all scammers, I promise. Oh, right. Obviously.
Oh, yeah. She actually
lots of
meant that.
charities.
Yes, for sure. But unfortunately, with charities, it's just like with false accusations or anything like that, make sure that you blame the people that do this stuff. I mean, they're the ones that we need to weed out. We need to make sure there aren't scammers, so legitimate places actually do get the funding they deserve.
Exactly. Hey, I just saw this chat go by. I wanted to answer this. Lori wants to know, and thank you, Lori, for the question, because it's respectful and it can be answered. Megan, Tug, why are you all one-sided? Is it because you are both YouTubers? It's like the police, you have each other's back. I disagree. It's not because we're all YouTubers, no. Although I do have a special interest in YouTube, for sure. So I'm going to look at lawsuits against YouTubers with a critical eye. I'm certainly going to look at them closely because it does affect what we do here, right? So if they have merit, but I've seen lawsuits against YouTubers that I thought had merit. I just don't think this one does.
Yeah, well, what do you think is not? Here's the question for that. Again, I would respond to that and ask you, once you saw, like Shara's video, for example, when you saw that last statement, it came directly from NP. So when you see statements like that, or you've heard her discuss JC talking about, again, him being awful, abusive to family, abusive to an ex, to the point why do they even keep a person in a bottle? Why do they still have that? That's disturbing to me. And then her to go forward, though, and to say that the child has made statements to her. She's not going to report those, though, because, she's afraid it'll blow back on her. But she's making statements to people that should be very concerning. Like, why aren't those getting covered? Why did that just become the day that stuff came up? All we heard about was mac and cheese, and all we heard about was the scam.
And threats against me for doing this stream tonight.
Yeah.
So, listen, I've seen both sides. I've looked at both sides. I've looked at all of Lynette's evidence. all 300 pages of her supplemental report that she gave to Judge Grudge to Thomas. I read every single page. That is all in her words, her evidence. And I decided, based on my reading of the evidence that she provided and all the evidence on Jeremy Hale's side, I decided her evidence was a bunch of garbage. That is my opinion on this case. And it isn't because Jeremy is a YouTuber. If I found that I thought Jeremy Hales did something wrong here, that he was in the wrong, that he's not the victim, I would not be reporting on his side on this. I happen to agree with Jeremy Hales. It's not because he's a YouTuber. That's silly. I've covered other cases where people are not YouTubers, and I take a side one way or the other, depending on who I think is right. And
I'm curious, though, what they think is not reported. You know, my opinion on documentation in courtrooms, that is based, that is my opinion. When I look at something and I think it's absolutely ridiculous, well, apparently a judge has agreed on many occasions, that it's been ridiculous. When you're talking about, let's get into other litigation. Okay, with the thumbnail litigation, I believe that is 100% vexatious. It's a garbage lawsuit. It was dropped, by the way, but the threats of picking it back up, that's already been decided under many a fair use case. You can look that up. There's huge prominent cases. The idea of Lloyd's camper, the trespass 5. I mean, Lloyd has rights. It's his property. People can go on there, and could that be an inconvenience for a person? Absolutely. Landlords are definitely inconvenienced with that. But you're allowed to retrieve, and Levy County has said 1,000,000 times, record, or anything that happens doesn't exist. So again, I'm curious what you think's missing. That's
I like this. Melanie Schiller says the walrus fleas are YouTubers. That's right. There's an entire ecosystem out there of other YouTubers. I haven't taken their side. So, and it has nothing to do with whether or not you're a YouTuber. It has to do with what is true, what the evidence, and where the evidence points. I wrote a book. It's called Believe Evidence: The Death of Due Process from Salome to #MeToo. It is about finding evidence, looking at evidence before coming to your conclusion about what you think about a case. In particular, that book was about the Me Too movement, but it's applicable to everything. When you look at any court case, you must look at the evidence. The evidence will lead you to the truth. That is what we do here. That is what I have done here. And I'm about to show you some evidence on Rumble that will give you the answers that you need to know whether or not you should give money to the fundraising going on over in the ecosystem. Tracy Wilden, thanks for the 10. Sorry I'm late. I fell asleep. Good to have you back, Megan. Thank you. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 5. Sad to hear about Larry's. It's grandfather, not dad. We thought he was spending all day smashing Chandler. The hiatus did lull Deuce into complacency. I kind of thought the same thing. Like I did. I thought, well, they're newly in love.
Yeah. I thought new relationship, of course.
Yeah. Chance NP, thanks to the 5. Timely, since there will be likely a bunch of fundraisers for folks in California to start to pop up. Yep, probably. By the way, they were talking about that on one of their streams this week, probably yesterday. And I did have that thought. I'm like, oh boy, are they going to start raising money for that now too? We'll see. We'll see. Rats has 67. Thanks to the 5. Miss Rat has the best of them both. 2 devices, 2 platforms, going multicast with both the regular and the quite irregular MC. We're all a little bit irregular. Cool. Triz is 199. OMG, they act like they are the ones suing. I know they do. They're very confused about how the legal system works. Oh, so Fly, thanks for the 5. It's crazy Larry hasn't made a video in 6 months, and yet he's still more relevant and has more loyal fans, friends, and love than the Fleas, Bees, and Linut Bag. Fleas, Bees.
Yeah, when he decides to come on, he needs to let everybody know. That way we can,
Oh, for sure. I'll send him a message soon. Judy Stump, thanks for the 5. By the walrus controlling the money, Lynette doesn't have to claim the income and can remain legally indigent. Yes, we've pointed that out, and I think that's a real problem. I think it's sneaky. Lily Smith, thanks for the 5. Where did MP get the cash for that e-bike? Well, people have necessities in life. They need to eat and they need to race around on e-bikes. You know this, don't you? That's a basic human need.
That's one of my basic needs. I need an e-bike.
I love your new avatar. Oh my God.
I mean, look at how many. Oh my gosh, you see these. That's what I'm doing right now. You can hear me clicking. I'd been structuring some stuff. I was like, oh, I'm going to structure these. But look how many freaking. Look at all the gold.
Look at all the gold. It's
Uh,
perfect. I
Oh,
love
you
it.
should see some of these. They're crazy. They are.
Mama Lori, thanks for the gifted 5 Megan Fox memberships. Welcome to the Fox Den, all y'all.
I told it to
Y'all.
make me look like I was in a boy band. Look here.
Oh,
Check this
no.
out.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
here, I shared a picture. Check this one out.
Oh, wait.
Look at that one. Right. I'm standing. It's a storm, and I'm singing into the storm. Oh,
Boy
I love it.
band. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. They pounced on Shara when she wanted her money back too. That's 2 major people in their ecosystem. Yep. I think that their donor who asked questions, he was their biggest donor. Kelly B, thanks for the 5. So as of right now, she will be responsible for paying taxes to the IRS as income earned. LOL. Then she will do the donation tax credit all for herself. I don't know. I don't know who's going to be responsible because I don't know if it's even
We don't
being
know
recorded.
anything about the money.
We don't know anything about the money. Nothing. It's completely not transparent. Kelly B, thanks for the 2. I was meaning the fleas. I hear screaming. Is it happy screaming? Hold on. I think it's happy screaming. It sounded like screaming, laughing.
It's funny. Yeah, I run into the same thing. I've noticed though. You notice no rating yet, and that's fascinating. I tried to structure. I tried to.
Oh yeah, no rating. You're
more,
right. You
yeah.
haven't been rated all evening. Unbelievable. John Alive, thanks for the 5. You must register with FDACS, the Florida Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services in Florida, before you solicit it for any charity. There is a fee. Interesting. I wonder how that applies to they don't even have a GoFundMe though. You don't have to do that with a GoFundMe, I'm sure, but they don't even have one. They're just doing just random PayPal.
Well, that was the statement right in the beginning. Hey, if you're going to do this kind of stuff, what's that? But the problem would be, again, their channel would not make money, because all that money would go there.
Right.
So, I think that's a big question for what.
I'm highly skeptical. I'll just put it that way. Highly skeptical. Jack's mom, thanks for the 5. When the recipient of the charity shows up with luxury items, e-bike, cruise, etc., but is still asking for basic living expenses, that's a big red flag. Yep. White Rabbit Ann, thanks for the Canadian 5. Wombats have square poop. Squares are just as, or square bullet points are just as weird. Agreed. AKA the cat lady, member for 4 months, CoffeeZilla, does incredible work exposing scams and how they work. Cynic in Chief, thanks for the 2. 2 fleas and a fraud, more accurate name.
Well, actually, that is a great channel if people want to learn about all the signs and all of the issues that you come up with scams. CoffeeZilla definitely points out quite a few scams out there. And
hey, maybe somebody should show them this one.
Yeah, he sticks a lot of times to major NFT scams and stuff, but you never know. I mean, since it involves all of this going after somebody, that might be something, especially with the background, how many of them have actually come up. You have somebody that's threatening everyone that talks about it with litigation.
I mean, it's interesting. Max Lab, thanks for the 2. Hey, Tug and Megan. Well, hello, Max Lab. Brandis Abercrombie, thanks for the 2. Appreciate you. Jada, thanks for the 10. If you cease and desist journalisming, can you still use square bullet points? No, I never use square bullet points. Okay, never.
Always use. I got you.
No, stop it. Jack's mom, thanks for the 2. Not a compliment bot, but love these shows. Aw, thank you. Kim Boyko, thanks to the 5. My husband has his own contracting business here in Florida for 55 years. He hates scammers. It makes him look bad. Yeah, I mean, of course, everybody hates scammers. They do make it's very hard then, because then, people look at you. If they've ever been scammed, they'll look at you if you're in the same industry with skepticism. Darren Merritt gifted 1 Megan Fox membership. Welcome to the Fox Den. Whoever got that, it's weird here. You'll have to put up with the strange noises. Teresa, Minnesota, thanks for the 5. Thoughts on the leaf-shaped bullet points? Hate. hate, despise utterly.
Love them.
Loathe utterly. Melanie Schillier, thanks for the 2. Flea number 1 singing, Nobody knows my sorrows. Yep. Elephant, thanks for the 2. Take my money, y'all. It's just squished in there with all those square bullet points, just making me
I heard that y'all gets shoved in there too.
with a y'all. Yeah, just for you, Tug. Jesse, thanks for the 5,000 for plus for you on Rumble Live. Yep, it's over 5,000 live viewers right now. Haters can barely average 500 views live. Breadstick money, let the truth reign. Agreed. Rosalind Duke, thanks for the 5. I hate all bullets, but love boxes. Yeety McYeaterson, I love that
Box
name.
points. That's it.
Bullet point for you.
We can use them enough.
Lord.
We call them fox points.
How can I even read this? Square, diamond, triangle, circle, heart, spade, club, diamond, square.
I got it.
Moon.
Lucky Charms.
Oh, it does look like Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
How's the BP now?
Frosted Lucky Charms.
LOL had the moons and suns last night, reminding me of Lucky Charms. Oh God, that's so funny. Silhouette.
Did they say Lucky Charms?
He
That's
did.
hilarious.
Yes.
They did.
You didn't even get that far.
I hadn't even pulled it. No, I just popped back up there to look. I was making avatars.
Of course. Silhouette 1, thanks for the Canadian 2. Play Flock off, please. We don't have time. We have to get to Rumble. We are so far behind. Helen Gall, thanks to the New Zealand 3 super sticker. And we have finally done it. We're going to Rumble. I just need to get my Rumble thing. Where's my Rumble thing? All right, guys, hit that Rumble. I think you're almost all over there. So YouTubers, you guys get all off of YouTube now and head on over to Rumble because that is what we are doing. If I could just find my Rumble. Oh, there it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready